Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another show, NBA show from SBR. Make sure you guys go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles, NBA content we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's my guy, Jordan Sharp. That's my guy, Junior Brown. Oh, Junior Brown, like he over there in the office today, man. I'm gonna have to come over there to Costa Rica. We get off in there like the boys used to be over there. You know what I'm saying? Get the office set up. Junior, what's up, my guy? How was your day yesterday?
My day wasn't good. 0 for 2. It happens. Been a little bit cold this week. It was scorching hot for most of the month this week. Come back down to earth, but there's still another day left. We're doing a show today and tomorrow, so a couple more days to get right and get back on that winning track. A lot of games today. I'm interested to see your guys' takes because I don't have too much action just with all these moving parts. But Jordan, how was your day yesterday?
I actually ended up jumping on a couple of leans yesterday that I talked about on the show, and I made the right decision on which one to jump on, at least for the most part, late in the evening, because my main plays were the under in the first half and full game of that Philly and Lakers game, and made me sweat for both of them, but we got the job done. Luckily did not jump on the Warriors yesterday. However, I did put money on the San Antonio Spurs, which that was really painful watching that second half. The Clippers continue to convince me, at least in the Western Conference, like there's at least 4 teams in the Western Conference that could win it and go to the finals this year. It's becoming more and more apparent with the Lakers injuries that the West is wide open. And the Clippers, without Kawhi Leonard last night, and Marcus Morris didn't play, and they pulled out and held the Spurs to 85 points on the road. That was pretty impressive. So hat tip to them. But 2-1 on the day, so pretty good for me with the lone blip of the San Antonio loss, but 2 bigger plays cash. So definitely feeling good after yesterday, hoping to continue that momentum into this Friday slate.
Hey, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Yeah, recap yesterday. The Blazers ended up getting it done. It was a real good game versus the Blazers and the Heat. You know what I'm saying? They ended up going down 125, 122. It was a real back and forth spot. The Heat possibly could have they ended up obviously sitting Jimmy Butler in there and he didn't play, but Tyler Hero kind of got his shot going in that game. See what I'm saying? They almost won that game. So the Heat I think it's 5-6 straight losses now. Obviously at some point the boys gonna get a win, but we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, that one went way over the total, Jordan. That was kind of like a total mistake, right? 216 for the total, and it ended up going a Blazers game 216. It went going 247, so it ended up flying over the total there. The Clippers versus the Spurs. Kawhi ended up sitting out. The Clippers still ended up covering us that spread -6. See what I'm saying? So the game went way under as well. That's something that we talked about on the show as well. So people was DMing me about that. You notice when the second game, when they play the second game back to back, they go on like, yeah, I noticed. You obviously didn't see the show. You didn't, but it's all good, man. The Warriors, they go down versus the Kings, guys. 119-141. The Kings smack city them boys. Draymond Green up sitting out. The 76ers, everybody, you know what I'm saying, getting the cheddar on their win. They end up covering the spread 109-101. Lakers actually played a good game, but the 76ers was just too much. Danny Green was just too much for them boys. Tobias Harrison, boys ball. Let's see it. And one more thing. The Knicks, they cover for everybody again. So they played back-to-back games. The Knicks still get it done. They come all the way back in the fourth quarter, outscoring 39-24, guys. It's an absolute melt by the Wizards. They led the game by double digits the whole game. And then in the fourth quarter, Knicks comes roaring back. I had to watch that game, and they come back and cover. So that was nice for all the Knicks backers there. Another day where every single favorite covered, guys. It's kind of scary. It is. Let's get to today's games, though, guys. That's what you're here for. It's what you're here for. So first game up, Jordan, we got the Nets versus the Pistons here. Nets land 5.5 on the road. James Harden is still questionable here. In theory, possibly should come back. I don't know if his neck is still hurt or if he's I don't know. Don't get me started. But Jordan, what you like in this one?
Yeah, I think Harden does that. You're right. I think Harden does have a chance to play in this game, but I think it's mainly because of how bad they lost to Utah. But also, that being said, they could probably afford to give him another night's rest. So a huge question mark just coming right off the bat in this game, making it very hard to make a decision on either side of the spread or the total here. Total's gone down 2.5 points since it opened, I think, which kind of seems to be that people are looking at this and thinking on the road against one of the worst teams in the league, is Harden really going to play tonight, or are they just going to continue being very liberal with resting their stars? especially with the other two guys sitting out. I don't know. I think the Nets are pretty confident with their abilities, regardless of what playoff seed they get. So it's not like they're, I think, really sweating losing five of their last seven games straight up, or against the spread. Excuse me. They're obviously not sweating that, but they've lost two of the last four straight up. So I just can't get on either side of this game until I know what Harden's status is. And if I had to guess, I'd say probably sits again, which probably means I'm going to stay off of this one.
Man, if he chooses, it's just Junior. I know these players, they just pick and choose when they want to play. But so the last time they played the Nets here, they lost by, they only won by 5 points. The Pistons were 11-point dogs. They gave the Nets everything they could handle over there in Brooklyn. If I'm not mistaken, Kyrie played in that game as well. So you had Kyrie and Harden. If the Pistons play like that, they possibly could win this game. I'm not making a bet on the Pistons. I'm just saying the way that they played them the last time, we know that the Nets sometimes they play down to their opponents. Junior, are you laying the 5.5 with them today, or are you just going to wait to see what's up with Harden?
Yeah, I got to wait till later on. I might get involved later, but I actually had money on that game that you're referring to. So not really trying to lose money on the same spot twice in a row. I've had a rough couple of days, so definitely not going to force any play whatsoever. My picks are almost as cold as the SBR studio. It's freezing in here, by the way. I wish I was wearing a sweater, but anyways, yeah, I'm not trying to force no plays right now, so this one's a pass for me. The over might be a look, especially if Harden's going up. Harden's going to be suiting up. I'm sure that number is going to move with that news back to the original opening number. So maybe if you just assume Harden's going to play, it might be worth a look, because the Pistons are basically, what are they, like 47% of the time they go over. So they usually play towards the under, but it's not that big of a difference, right? They're closer to 50-50, whereas the Nets are like 60-something% of the time over. So 216 seems a little bit low, in my opinion anyways. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they'd definitely would have to get Harden back for me to feel confident in betting the over here, because that would also increase their pace a lot too. So I think it's really it's always dependent on him when you got a superstar involved and who's questionable like that. So yeah, I actually kind of agree with that though. But if he's out, like we could see a game that's like 108 to 104 or something like that at the end of it. So it's just so much volatility. Yeah,
it's at 219.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was at 260. My bad.
You tripped out over there. No, I'm messing with you, man. Now it actually came down. So let me see real quick. It was at it's all right, June. We're finna stack some wins up today. I'm tired of playing. It ain't no bullshit around. It's a little tricky, you know what I'm saying, right after the trade deadline, how some of these players like the mentally, but still I still think you've got some motivational spots here today. But yeah, the total opened up, Junior, at 225.5 down to 219.5. So it actually came down a whole 6 points. Maybe the markets are expecting, like Jordan says, for Harden to sit here. Who knows? Let's see. Is there some strip clubs over there in Detroit? Let's see. Is it the part? I know it wasn't none in Utah, so maybe
they got him.
They got in Detroit, so he met up with Kyrie. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, hey, we hooked up, baby. We just got blown out by 35. I don't care.
They got him on the cheap down there in the D.
Yeah, in theory, used to be NBA players, your team lose after 35. Well, NBA player, they would have played on ESPN, but I ain't going to even get to all that. But still, in theory, off a 35-point loss, you see them try to come back here, but we'll see. I say wait on Harden. Let's get to the next game, guys. Another real intriguing game. We got the Suns versus the Raptors here. Suns coming off a bad game, guys. They did lose versus the Magic. I kind of wanted to be buying on the Suns here, Jordan. They're coming off a bad game, but you got the Raptors here that's going to show. They just came off of an 8-9 game losing streak. They end up keeping Lowry. Trent and Rodney Hood is going to play today. They're available to play. The Raptors, at some point, they're going to start to string together some wins here. Do they catch the Suns, you know what I'm saying, kind of looking past them, or what? What you think in this one?
I do think the Raptors should be respected at the very least, because they straight up pulled like the Undertaker when we eulogized them, and then they sat up like straight. Junior, any wrestling fans get that reference, but they're not dead yet, I guess, if we're going to continue to use that pun. But no, I think for me the spread's off limits for me in this one, simply because like I said, there's a whole lot of question marks here. Are the Suns going to bounce back from a game they should not have lost, obviously? And a lot of people lost money on as well. Or are the Raptors going to continue that momentum that we saw and drop, and they're not going to drop 135 points again, but they can play a very competitive game here in Tampa Bay. So tough for me to lay points or take points here. I think the number's actually pretty good for the game that we're looking at here if the Raptors come to play again, because I think it will be a pretty close one. Then again, if Phoenix is motivated like that, we could also see them, come out and win by double digits tonight with the Raptors' more recent games, or more not just their most recent game taken into account. So stay away spot for me, I think, but also like you said at the top, very intriguing. Probably one I'm going to watch tonight for sure, because I kind of want to see if the Raptors are going to turn their season around, or if that game against Denver was just kind of an anomaly.
Come on, Jordan. You can't be like that, man. Don't be like that, Mrs. Saying, "Oh, I'm sure a lot of people lost money on." You ain't gotta remind the people.
I'm sorry,
you know what I'm saying, lost. Don't be like that, bro.
You lose to Orlando like that, man. That's
I know,
rough.
but you don't gotta mention
all their players away.
You ain't gotta mention people think like, damn, I lost money. You don't gotta I'm pissed off all over again. I didn't lose money, but I'm just saying.
I thought you were talking to me, Jordan. To be honest,
don't do that, Jordan. Come on, man.
You think you lost money on that game? It's all right. You lose money sometimes. That's the way it is. It's not about one day. It's about all weeks and months and years.
I'm with you on that.
Sometimes we got to remind people watching the show, even the sharpest sharps are losing 40% of the time.
Exactly. So. Yep. No. Yeah. And also,
win every play.
I don't bet spreads a lot because, man, that was a rough one.
Junior. But see, in all honesty, I mean, if you just want to be honest with it, that was way off from the spread. They was laying them in their double digits in that one. See what I'm saying? The Magic won that game straight up. So at that one, you couldn't get mad at. The Magic came to play that game. So it wasn't like it was a couple of points lost. See what I'm saying? They simply came to play it. It wasn't close. Sometimes you have to chalk it up. But Junior, you like anything in this one? Do the Suns bounce back versus this Raptor squad?
You damn right they do. I got the Suns -4. I ain't scared. Scared money don't make money around here. So Phoenix has been in Florida since Tuesday when they played the Heat. The Raptors, in case you aren't paying attention, don't play basketball in Toronto. They play basketball in Florida. So no travel involved. I know it's not the greatest spot because it's their third game in 4 nights, but this is the 6th time Phoenix has played 3 and 4 nights, and they're 4-1 ATS in that spot. So I'm very confident that they can get the job done. And I'm really banking on the fact that they're in a race with Utah. They see the Lakers are hurt. They see the Clippers starting to rev it up. They cannot afford any losses against teams that they're better than. Obviously, they're better than this Raptors team. And I think the loss of Norman Powell, I mean, I'm not going to say, it's going to make the Raptors suddenly a much worse team, but they're not even a good team. So when you subtract one of the few reliable scorers they have, you're not going to convince me it's going to make him better. And my last point is, listen, Kyle Lowry is he's going to retire a Raptor like he said himself, but Philly's his hometown. You took away the opportunity to go home and win a chip at home. I can't imagine he's super happy with this scenario. He's getting older. Obviously, everybody's getting older, but he's like 35 years old. His days as what's the word? A borderline all-star, because he's not an all-star anymore, but a borderline all-star. Those days are not going to be. He doesn't have too many of those days left. So I feel like the second half of the season is a big waste of Kyle Lowry's time. He's a professional, so I'm sure he'll play hard. But a part of him has to be disappointed that he didn't move yesterday. So I'm just banking on the team that has all the motivation. Not to say that Toronto doesn't want to make the playoffs, but it's looking bleak for the guys in the 11th place in the Eastern Conference right now.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's a bunch of ways we could look at this. I mean, with the trades, with players getting new players coming to their team and their friends leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of different ways we could look at it. We'll talk about that later. I'll be honest with you. I was leaning the Suns here, -4.5. I see the line coming down. Even before it was announced that the guy's going to play, I see it come down to 4. Even with all the money coming on the Suns, down to 4, now down to 3.5. All these favorites cashing, guys. I'm real hesitant with some of these favorites. I do like the Suns here. I know everybody's going to be on it. It doesn't really make a difference. I mean, in theory, Suns should come to bounce back here. I'm not taking it right now. I lean Suns, but I'm standing off this one. I do think that the Raptors might cluster some wins. They are at the house. You know what I'm saying? They got a little shot in the arm. Oh, maybe Larry's leaving. He ended up coming. You know what I'm saying? He ended up staying or whatever. Now they got a couple players coming. They may play today. It's a lot of moving parts in this. So I'm staying away. I do lean the Suns, though. If I had to take it, I would. It'd be Suns or nothing if I had a free bet. Let's get to the next game, guys. Celtics versus Bucks. Real intriguing spot, guys. Bucks here, -6. They were just smacking the Celtics up. basically whole game. Celtics came back in the fourth quarter, damn near won the game. Do they carry that momentum into this game, or do the Bucks, you know what I'm saying, say, all right, we're not playing with you this time and just smack City the whole game? Jordan, what you think this time?
I kind of am leaning Boston, but that kind of screwed me over on this last back-to-back with the Spurs and Clippers here that we ran through here. We know we kind of lean towards the team that lost the first one, and like you mentioned, they did look like the better team in most of the second half of that game too. So 6 points is a lot if you're talking about a Bucks team that may be a little thinner tonight as well in the front court. That's usually where your teams take advantage of Boston. Now, who also is going to be thinner in the front court? They just traded Daniel Tice, so that a lot of lean here on Boston being able to stay in front of this one. PJ Tucker also out tonight for the Bucks as well. So it's tough for me to get involved in Boston just with how they've played and how they've looked. They've just been so inconsistent, and when the defense isn't there, and especially against a team like Milwaukee that has every bit of the ability to score 120 points on any given night. When your defense hasn't been playing up to snuff, it's very much hard for me to get on board with backing the Celtics here, because one bad quarter or more than that could really could make them lose ATS very easily in this game here, especially if it's later in the game. So lean Celtics, probably not going to get involved here. I'm kind of surprised the total's gone up 2 points after they just played each other. With the day off, I think that actually helps the defense and the legs rest a little bit. So a little surprised that totals up to 235. But once again, like I just said, if the Celtics defense doesn't come to play, Milwaukee's going to have free reign in the paint tonight.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the problem here, Junior. And we saw this versus the Grizzlies. The Celtics, you can get whatever you want in the paint versus the Grizzlies, and it's not a good matchup versus the Bucks. I really like what the Celtics did, Junior. Come back in the second half. He covered the spread as well. I mean, they really could have won the game or went to overtime. But the fact that the Bucks really they just let up the gas, Junior, simply put. You see what I'm saying? So they can get the Celtics, till they get some more paint defenders in here. What, Tice is gone. Tice, however you say it. You dig what I'm saying? He out of there. So you got he's going out of this game. You got to take that out of the equation, Junior. What you like in this one? Bucks Mac City here, or you got any look on this one?
I really, really want to take the points with the Celtics, to be honest with you. But the one thing that kind of concerns me about this game is that watching that game yesterday, Giannis and Drew Holiday didn't even really play that well, and they were smacking the shit out of these guys. Are we going to assume that Giannis and Drew are going to play badly again? Now, I did see Drew bump knees with somebody, at one point in the game. And Giannis, I mean, he didn't look right. I mean, what did he take, like 10, 11 shots? Like, he just didn't look right. So those two things have me leaning Celtics. I kind of need to get a little bit more information to see, was Giannis just kind of easing his way back in, or is this knee injury maybe a little bit more serious than we thought? Because one night he's dancing and rolling on the floor. The next night he's not really playing very aggressive. So I'm not really sure what to make of it. I also want to know if Drew Holiday's knee contusion, because, you could bump knees and keep playing. But once you sit down and you get cold, you might have some serious problems. So just need a status update on Drew Holiday and Giannis before I can get involved. But my lean is taking the points with the Celtics because they showed me a lot of fight yesterday. And again, they're the desperate team in this situation. So I rather take points with a team that's has some motivation.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's motivated teams or nothing for me. So I mean, that's why I say in the Celtics, the way they showed, like, I'm with you 100% on that one, Junior. They showed, because I was watching that game. They came back. I wanted to see them come back and win, to be honest with you, because I know that the Bucks were up by at least 15-17. I want to say 20, but I know it was a good 15 points for a while, for a large period of time, from the first quarter, second quarter. See what I'm saying? Then the third quarter, Celtics really started to make a run. I said, this next game, man, I really kind of want to be on the Celtics here. Obviously, that was before they made the trade, and Tice, that obviously makes what I was saying, you getting into the hole way too easy. You know what I'm saying? That's not what she said, or it's one of them. It's something in there. But regardless of that, guys, lean Celtics, but I'm staying off this. So I think it's better spots out here. Like I say, the Bucks in theory could be able to get whatever they want inside, but like Junior said, maybe they try and sit a player here. I don't see it, but I don't know, man. Tricky game. Lean the Celtics, though, I do, because they showed they could possibly win this game. Let's get to the next one. Heat versus Hornets here. Intriguing spot, man. You talk about motivation, and I want to talk about this one because, I mean, it's one of these spots the Heat are going to cash, guys. I'm telling you. I know that they're starting to kind of look back at their word at the beginning of the season. 0-5, you know what I'm saying? These last 5 games, guys, they are. What they showed you yesterday, even without Jimmy, they could go out there and damn near beat a team. If they had Jimmy, they'll win that game yesterday 10 times out of 10. You dig what I'm saying, Junior? What's up with Jimmy, bro? What are you gonna do? What is he coming back, Junior? What we gonna do? You see what I'm saying? You got his phone number. You could FaceTime him real quick, man.
Hit him up. Let's go. We need to know.
I don't live in that part of Miami. I mean, my rent's expensive as hell, but it ain't Jimmy Butler expensive. But no, on a serious note, it doesn't look like he's playing. Doesn't look like Dragic obviously is going to play either. No Oladipo. Just missing a lot of pieces. I would still only look Heat here, even though they're not playing well. Only because I'm not really sure what to make of the Hornets right now. This game seems like, of all the games, I see no kind of advantage for either team whatsoever in this game. So it's obviously a complete pass. I want to know, though, what do you guys think about the total? Like, this number seems a little high to me. What do you guys think?
You know what? You know what, Jordan? I'm gonna let you answer the total question because I'm not looking at total. I just want to talk about this side, Jordan.
I'm gonna answer both your questions. And
let's do it.
I'm gonna come with both here real quick. I just want to talk about the side real quick. Like, I think it's just this number shows how much the books still respect the Miami Heat, regardless. Even though they're gonna be missing a ton of players tonight, even though Jimmy could still be out. Lost 5 straight games straight up and against the spread. They're on their 3rd game in 4 nights, and they're still 1-point favorite on the road against, at least a competitive team, even missing their all-star rookie out, or their future all-star rookie in LaMelo Ball. Charlotte coming off that 5-game road stand, they'll at least keep this game tough. And it's like you guys said, there's really no distinct advantage for either team in this game. It's a coin flip, essentially, what they're telling you in the spread. I believe them and probably stay far away from it as I can. That being said, you're right. If Jimmy doesn't play in this game, I don't see how either team makes it to 100 points because Miami's just going to be gassed by the time the second half rolls around. But that being said, the one thing that's keeping me away from it, even though it's steamed down 2.5 points, these two teams played each other like 2 months ago and scored 140 points in the second half. Like, they were on their way to cash, at least close to cashing the under. And then, they ended up being 100 or 250 points scored by the end of the game. So I would be very weary of something like that happening with Miami, who could very easily just lose all of their defensive legs in the second half of this game. Being tired and obviously potentially being weary without if Jimmy Butler's missing tonight. So scary to me a little bit betting the under here. But that being said, the Hornets defense last 2 games has looked pretty good. I would hope that they can continue that here at home like they did on the road the last 2 games, even though it's against a somewhat better opponent if Jimmy does play in that instance. But my question is whether or not Jimmy coming back helps or hurts the under. His defense obviously is going to play, but is his offense going to be 20-plus points against the Hornets team? Is probably going to be able to give him – he's going to be able to get whatever he wants. They don't really have a credible defender to go against him. So really all boils down to Jimmy here. But, yeah, I think if he doesn't play, I think that's probably going to make me lean more towards the under. But as I mentioned earlier, that last game, that second half, probably screwed over a lot of underplays. So a little bit gun shy on that in that respect.
Got you. Yeah, I won't be long-winded, guys. It's heat or nothing for me here. So let's see. Well, we got 4 more games after this. So, yeah, I won't be long-winded. It's heat or nothing for me. I'm waiting on Jimmy. If Jimmy's in, I'm telling you, and when you really look at it on the back-to-back spot, one of these games he was going to play, in my opinion, one of these games possibly was going to play. And, he wasn't going to play in the back-to-back. Wish he would have played yesterday, but I didn't have him. But they almost won even without him. They're finna win one of these games, guys. You know how I feel about a team coming back to the house, the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? So they're missing LaMelo Ball. It's the first game at the house after their 5-game road trip. They won a couple games, and you know what I'm saying, on the tail end versus the Rockets and the Spurs. It was nice spots for them. Now back at the house, this could be one of the spots where it hurts them missing LaMelo Ball. This is a revenge spot for the Heat, like you said. They just beat them boys. What this was February 1st. The Hornets beat them in Miami 129-121 in overtime. So, if in theory it's a motivational spot, revenge spot for the Heat here, and they're off an L5. So you obviously got to weigh what's up with Jimmy. I'm not betting it without him, but still heavy lean to the Heat, my guys. Heavy lean to the Heat. I know the Sharps all over the Hornets, taking them here at the house. I still think it's a bad spot for the Hornets here. Heat or nothing for me. Jimmy's in. Put me down for the Heat for sure. Oh, let's get to the Nuggets game. Let's get to this Nuggets game, guys, because I think this is a spot. I've seen it a few days ago. I hate the fact, and I'm going to talk first on this one. I don't care.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm talking first on this one. You dig it? I don't like the fact that the Nuggets are 1-7 against the spread last 8 meetings, and they're 1-4 last 5 meetings in New Orleans. That's the only thing that I don't like. Well, I guess them trading Gary Harris, you know what I'm saying, is somewhat, they traded their friend. It's real, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So let me see. Murray is taking a hit on him. He's saying that was his friend or whatever. Murray, PJ Dozier, players like that, but still. Close revenge spot, guys. They just lost these boys a couple of games ago. It sets up perfectly. They got their ass smacked versus the Raptors. Absolute no-show. I think it's spicy Nuggets today, guys. This is the spot I like. The one I like even better. They're 4-1 against the spread last 5 after a straight up loss. This is when you like the Nuggets on a motivational spot off of a loss. You don't want to take them off wins. You want to take them after getting their ass kicked. And in a revenge spot, yeah, I like them here. I know Zion's the absolute problem here, but so is Jokic, so is Murray. You dig what I'm saying? And I want to see JaMychal Green be starting here. I don't want to see Paul Millsap. I need JaMychal Green up against Zion, at least to start the game or something. So that's what I want to see. But yeah, I like the Nuggets here. It ain't no everybody's on the Pelicans right now. Give me the spicy Nuggets. Junior, you like that or what?
It's a revenge spot for the spicy Nuggets. Listen, I love the spicy Nuggets in this spot. I haven't made it officially yet, but I probably will by the time we get out of here. I just don't think that the Pelicans can keep up with the Nuggets scoring right now, especially the way Michael Porter Jr. has really cemented himself as the third guy in that pecking order over there in Denver. I'm gonna need my fellow Canadian Jamal Murray to put his big boy pants on. Oh, they traded your friend. Shut up, bro. You get paid all that goddamn money. Go chill with him in the off season and do what millionaires do, crying about they traded your friend. He doesn't do anything. They should have traded him a long time ago. Anyways, all this belly aching about his friend got traded.
He was the longest tenured Nugget on the team, bro. He's been there the longest.
But he's missed half his games in the last 5 years. Does that really count as the longest tenured Nugget? No offense to Gary Harris, the pride of Carmel, Indiana.
He hasn't been playing.
But let me tell you something. When Gary Harris was at Michigan State, he was nice. So I'm not even trying to act like Gary Harris has never been nice. I'm just disappointed in Gary Harris, the professional. Gary Harris, the college player, and even his first couple of years, he was nice, but he fell way off. So I don't know what you belly aching about if you're surprised that they traded a dude that doesn't give you no production. As for this game, heavy lean on the Nuggets. Nothing official yet. The 231.5 seems a little bit interesting too. Nuggets don't. We know the Pelicanos don't play no kind of defense whatsoever, and it's at their house. So I would lean to the over too. So Nuggets and the over is my leans.
Got you. Jordan, what you got here? I don't care what nobody say. Gary Harris was a vital part of that team when them boys making them runs. You know what I'm saying? He's a defensive stopper, 3-and-D guy. He isn't always healthy, but he hasn't played in the past couple of weeks, but he's still been practicing and he's still been at the games and was still, you know what I'm saying, a big brother to the guys. So trust me, I hope it doesn't hurt them here. I hope it doesn't, but I'm just letting you know, reading everything I'm reading, just checking these guys' Instagram stories. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're a little piece, but they could take it out on the Pelicans, regardless of the fucking revenge game. And I'm hopping on the Nuggets, regardless. -2.5. Let's fucking go. What's up, Junior?
No, I was just going to say, once they made that run last year and he was nowhere to be found, and then he came back this year stinking it up, the writing was on the wall for him. I'm just saying Jamal Murray should not act surprised. He should have been known that this was going to happen.
Gary Harris is also very nice.
I dig it.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, it's your turn, Jordan.
I was just going to say, Gary Harris has been nice at points in his career, but injuries have just torn him up, basically. He played high school ball about 10 miles north of where I'm sitting right now, and he was one of the best players in high school basketball in the state of Indiana that year. If not, I think he was Mr. Basketball that year, if I'm not mistaken. So the kid can play, but he's just a little long in the tooth, and he's just had so many injuries. It's hard. Yeah, he's not a two-way player anymore. This is really his problem. He used to be you count him for defense and 15 points a game, and now both of those have really taken a hit with such as tough. But I don't know if we're gonna have to triple J this one, boys. But I'm kind of leaning the Nuggets too. But the only thing that's kind of keeping me away from it at this point is basically that I say it every time. Nuggets on the road, man, their defense is suspect, like real suspect. With that being said, I took a deep dive into this one this morning because this was the article I wrote up for SBR, so you can check that out on the website. I'll try to be quick here because I know we got more games to go, but I have the first half under in this one at 117.5 for a lot of reasons. Like, I know neither of these teams' defense gives you a lot of confidence in an under, but they play significantly better defense, especially lately post All-Star break, and even in their last 5 games in first halves than they do in their second halves. The Pelicans actually have been a top 10 defensive team post All-Star break in the first half of their games. And at home, I'm assuming that will play tonight. They just played a week ago, and they only scored, I think, 109 in the first half, and both under and full game and first half cashed the under. And considering that both teams are top 10 in first half defense in their last 5, the only way the Nuggets like come out and respond from losing that game the other night, which is probably one of the most embarrassing losses I've seen for a playoff team in a while. Seemingly almost fully healthy, basically, too, without Monte Morris, who they'll still be without tonight, but still, like, they got to come out like on fire on defense, right? And bringing it to the Pelicans here, because we know they're more of an offensive team. But man, like, when your pride gets hurt like that, don't you think that they're going to come out at least torching it here, the Pelicans, and in their face defensively here in the first half to try to make up for that showing the other night? Like, it's kind of the only way I see this game coming out. The second half is anybody's guess, man. I think that's why this total's so high and going up. So I think a lot of people see that, but the first half totals actually ticked down 0.5 point. And I could see it going down a little further because these two teams may not start opening things up until the second half. I could see it actually being a pretty competitive, and what I'm hoping is a Nugget-style pace game here. The Pelicans don't play obviously as fast as they've played in the past. They also are playing a lot slower this year, but considering how good they've both been on defense in the first half here, I'm hoping that continues here tonight. So I'm kind of riding a trend, but I think I got the right side of this one here, so I'm going under 117.5. First half, that is the play of the day.
Got you. Yeah, the Pelicans traded a couple guys away too, man. They traded. I know JJ Redick had been playing, but he's been injured or whatever. But Nikola Melli as well. So there's a couple of players that won't be out there for the Pelicans. Their bench actually, in my opinion, takes a little hit. It already wasn't super strong, and you don't have Lonzo Ball for the next couple of games. So you have Nikola Alexander. Oh damn, Luka listed doubtful. That's not good.
What?
Oh boy, that's not the. So yeah, we finna talk about that game, but yeah, I'm on the Nuggets here. The Pelicans made some trades as well. I do think that this is a focus spot for the Nuggets off of a loss, getting their ass kicked, and revenge here. Yes, -2.5 for the yes. Give me the Nuggets here. Let's get to the next game, guys. Pacers versus Mavs. Damn, do we hop on the Pacers here plus this 4.5 or what? I already think that it could have been possibly a spot for them. My Mavs ain't nothing to be messed around with, but let me see. The Pacers ain't either, though. Well, Jordan, I'm gonna ask you, what we doing with this one? Do you pregame before that? Were you liking the Pacers? What do we do here?
Pregame, no, probably not. But now, yes, I would say that. But it's tough still because the Mavs are still pretty good and deep at the guard position. They got a lot of guys that can run that offense, even if Luka doesn't play tonight, which is now it seems like he won't. Still, the Pacers are tricky on the road too. Like they're in a real tough spot here. I think probably I'd lean, if you want to take advantage of the news here before the steam hits it, I'd probably just take the under at 228.5 because without Luka, what is he worth? Like 5, 6, 7 points? Like a lot. He's worth a lot. He's probably worth more points than almost anybody in the league outside of maybe like Anthony Davis and a few, maybe LeBron, a few others. So that would be probably where my initial. I was kind of leaning that way initially, but I was kind of laying off because like handicapped it. I was within like 1.5 points of that. But now with Luka out, you got to think this total is going to steam downward as well as the Pacers are going to get hit. So we'll see. But that would be where I initially kind of my head initially went when I saw that pop up there just now.
Gotcha. Yeah, and it's not a guarantee. That's the other thing. The Pelicans have the Mavs tomorrow. It's the first game of a back-to-back. That's the other thing. The reason why I was taking the Nuggets as well. Pelicans, if they kind of getting down here, save it for tomorrow. We got another big game versus the Mavs tomorrow. So they're going to come to play here. But the fact, and that's why you see Luka probably sitting down. They coming off of a road trip, first game back. That's his back's out. What you been doing, boy? What I always say, when you see an injury, when they come back to the house, you ain't been there in a while. What happened, man? One of them Instagram models that came through or something, man? What you got going over there, Luka? That the W over there across the street, man. Now, Junior, I'm messing with you, man. Not really, but Junior, what you like in this game?
Now, Luka European, bro. American athletes, they do IG models. European athletes, they do soap opera stars and all that. Luka on a higher grade hose.
Actual
these
actors.
guys in the States. Let's just be real. As for this game, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was gonna be official play for me, but I'm not really trying to make official plays that I don't believe in no more. I made this play early this morning. Now Luka's doubtful. I guess I'm just not gonna lie. I got Mavs -4. I got no choice but to ride with it. Luka didn't play well yesterday, and they still won. That kind of encouraged me because he'd been scorching hot going up into that game. I don't really know what to make of this game now, but I'm definitely interested in the under 228.5 before that number gets hit as that news, continues to spread.
I think this is a kind of a sleepy spot. And Miles Turner is from the Dallas area. He's going to come to play. You're going to need LeVert to ball out. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to hop on the Pacers here. Let's see. Is it being taken off the board or with him being doubtful? You know how they do.
I still see it. Yeah,
it's still on this board, right?
228.5 right now.
That's kind of scary. Because the Mavs aren't a joke. You see what I'm saying? Like you say, they got Jalen Brunson. They come there. So, look, we just made some trades. We just traded a one dude. You know what I'm saying? Some guys. I'm just trying to think, guys. Because
they got – you got
the first game of back-to-back.
Hardaway, you got Brunson, you got Burke. Like, they got enough guys to throw at Indiana, right, to handle the ball. You're not too worried about that, right? I mean, it's just basically like how many points is Luka worth based compared to those three guys getting more minutes. Like, it's still like I said, 4 to 7 points. But, like, I think it's still easily cover this game against the Pacers. The Pacers have not been eliciting that much confidence in me. I mean, other than a few points lately. So I mean, it's not out of this world that Junior's going to lose this bet automatically. I think he's still got some action here, but obviously the number is going to go down here pretty soon. I would say at least a couple points.
Now, if Luka's out, man, I'm really giving the heavy lean to the Pacers, guys. I really am, especially still taking points here. You saying laying points with the Mavs? I do think that the Mavs are still a good team. Like to go and beat the Thunder, they can still do it without Luka. Up against a team like the Pacers, with everybody playing, who needs to win every game right now. You know what I'm saying? Who needs to they need to show that they can go on a run, especially with LeVert over there. And they was kind of piss poor versus the Pistons. Man, I'm with you on that, Jordan. I don't know. It's not an automatic to me. Seeing Luka, it's definitely not an automatic to me, my guy. So I lean Pacers there, especially with because I was like, damn, 4.5 versus the Pacers. Pacers ain't no Miles Turner always come to the ball. That's the only thing I'm gonna say, man. I'm staying off for it right now. Let's get to this Grizzlies versus Jazz game, guys. I was kind of wondering if should I put the pants on today. I was kind of wondering. You see what I'm saying? It's Grizzlies or nothing here for me. I'm not landing with the Jazz. I know they took a lot of my money. I still think they're going to be overvalued a bunch in the second half of this season. I'm not laying double digits here. I think the Grizzlies are coming here to win this game. It's not saying they're going to, but I think they can keep it within this 9 for sure. If they play that sticky defense, the Grizzlies can guard the 3-point line. If Gobert gets into a couple of early fouls and he's not out there to defend the paint, the Grizzlies could. I'm telling you, if they overlook this one, I think it's too many points. It opened at 10.5, Jordan, down to 9.5. Can you please tell me that I'm crazy or that? I mean, no. Is this gonna be another easy win for the Jazz, blowout win like they do every opponent, or what?
No, absolutely not. The last 2 wins they've had, they were catching Chicago on the second night of a back-to-back, as we saw. Then Brooklyn didn't have anybody. Didn't have any of their 3 players, their 3 stars. So no, I am not taking the last 2 wins into account too much for the Utah Jazz. And I agree with you. Strong lead on Grind City tonight. Man, these Grizzlies, like you said, dude, they play better defense on the road than they do at home. Like, you're going again. I mean, it's altitude. It's a little tough. You're going to one of the tougher places to play. Granted, obviously won't be filled to the rafters, but I don't think Utah is caring about social distancing too much anymore. So they're probably going to pack as many fans in there as they can, right? Still, gotta like the Grizz here. That defense, like you said, is a lot, gets you a lot of confidence. They could have the best player on the court tonight in John Morant if he comes and gives them an outstanding performance. He tends to come to play in the bigger games, the bigger moments. Kind of tends to shy away sometimes in those ones. He's a young player still. Those games where he can't get up mentally. But if you can't get up mentally for this one, playing Utah twice in a row here, that's a little scary too on the front half of back-to-back a little bit here at this spot. So not like gung-ho about it. It's probably why it's more of a lean than a play at this point. But still, you're right, Jay. It's a lot of points. A lot of points to be disrespecting Grind City like that.
Man, I'm gonna see if they gonna let me take the Pacers, man. I'm gonna see if they probably won't let me take them. They still got them boys that they're. That's not the play though, man. I don't like getting away from what I like. You know what I'm saying? The plays that it would have been is Nuggets number one, then the secondary lean is Grizzly guys. But yeah, if Luka doesn't play, I think the Mavs are kind of, you know what I'm saying. They got a game tomorrow that's showing me that they're worrying about that game versus the Pacers. I mean, and this is an Eastern Conference game. So I'm saying it's showing me that they worrying about that game versus the Pelicans a little bit more tomorrow. Hopefully the Pelicans are doing the exact same thing. You dig what I'm saying? So let's see, my guys. Let's get to the next game. Last game up. We got the Warriors
Yo,
versus Hawks versus Warriors. What's up, Junior?
forgot about me, but it's all good.
Oh, my bad. On that game. Let me see. My bad, Junior. You over there just chilled out, man. My bad. What you like? What you like on the Grizzlies versus Jazz?
Yeah, I mean, I got it rolled up. I just haven't hit it yet. I'm still good. I got the Grizzlies plus 10.5. I'll just leave it at that.
Let's go.
I mean, we might. This is the Triple J play today. Then we're not. I'm definitely more confident in the Grizzlies lead than the Denver lead, though. If we got to pick between one of those two, right? It's got to be the Grizz taking 10, almost 10, right?
Yeah, but they what's call it? It is the first game back to back, and the Nuggets come in more. They come in more motivated. So that's the only thing.
Right.
That's
Not
the only
thing.
thing.
But
Yeah, hey, I like both of them to be honest with you. I like both of them, my guys. But yeah, so if he say like the Grizzlies, I like him too, man. I might go put the pants on, and we see. You know what I'm saying? The Jazz might take them easy as well. Hey, I think they're 6-0. I'm 6-0 with the pants, my guys. Let's get the next game. Last game up: Hawks versus Warriors. Junior, we're gonna go to this one first. Are we fading the Warriors without all their guys or what?
I really like the Warriors plus 7, honestly. I'm not taking it because both teams are not showing me enough to either lay or take. The Hawks, I think, are 4-6 as road favorites. The Warriors are 5-6 as home dogs. So I don't really see any type of angle. And maybe I'm just not caught up to who the Hawks are right now. I will admit I haven't really watched too many of their games since they got their new coach. I got a lot of homework to do. I just don't like to invest in games of teams that I haven't been watching lately. So I got a lot more Hawks homework to do. My lean would be Golden State, though. I think they're being undervalued, especially because, like I've said many times before, they play defense, right? So all they got to do is get a little bit hot, and they can bust up that spread. I actually think, though, where the value is in this game is towards the under. So my lean is Golden State, but I need to know who's playing. If I do get involved in this game, it's most likely going to be under this number.
Got you. I dig that. It was at 5, Jordan. And now it's up to 7.5. The total was at 220.5, down to 219. So the Hawks have been playing a lot better defense. I think they were coming off a couple of straight losses now. If I'm not, let me see. Just real quick, Jordan, what you like in this one, my guy?
Yeah, I think initially I kind of leaned towards the Hawks, but it's gotten to the point where I think the line's pretty fair at this point. Maybe even like Junior said, maybe even kind of shading more towards the Warriors at this one. I think that like at home, they're still not to be disrespected because both these teams play a lot of defense, especially since the All-Star break. And that's kind of why I agree with Junior. I think if I did have a play on this game, it would be towards the under. 219 is tough though. With both these teams got a lot of guys that could still get hot, regardless of the Warriors missing two starters tonight. And the Hawks, I think they still got most everybody except Cam Reddish, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm not too concerned about them. The biggest thing I think for me is the pace of this game. Like, is it going to be favored more towards the Warriors or is it going to be favored more towards the Hawks? So that's a little bit of what's kind of keeping me away from it here. But definitely lean towards the under. If both teams come to play defensively and we get more of a Hawk style where they're in control of the game and can play a lot of half-court sets and force the Warriors to defend, and then vice versa, the Warriors don't run as much and maybe don't get a lot of misses and fast breaks and stuff. You're talking about definitely a good underplay. That's just a little worried about pace here is kind of the one thing that's keeping me away from it, but still lean under with my guy Junior.
Got you. Lean under, lean thunder under. Messing with you, but yeah, Hawks versus Warriors. I'm not messing with that game. Hawks off a couple losses. They should come out here and throttle them boys. This is the fourth game of like a 7-game road trip for the Hawks here. So I mean, they're 1-2 so far. In theory, they should come out here and throttle them boys. That's what I will be looking at. Jordan, break them off with your official plays, my guy. Or you got any look on Cavs versus Lakers?
No. I do have a look on a game we didn't talk about. Houston, Minnesota. I got the under in that game. That's one official. I got 229.5. Not really that confident in the Houston offense on the road here. Obviously, just traded Oladipo. Kevin Porter doesn't look like he's going to play tonight. So hoping for a little mucky game between these two games. Hopefully, it's pretty sloppy. Other ones I mentioned, under 117.5 first half, Denver, New Orleans. And I did just jump on under 228.5 in Indiana, Dallas. So with the Luka news, I think that's already hitting steam. I'm seeing 226s at some shops already. So if you want to jump on that one, I would recommend doing it now. And you know what? Let's do it, boys. Grizzlies plus 9.5. I'm riding. Let's go. I'm ready for Grind City tonight to keep this one close.
I think so. I think they're gonna do it, man. I really do, my guys. Junior, what you liking, my guy?
Phoenix Suns -4. Los Grizzlies plus 10.5. Let's get it.
Got you. Yeah, the Grizzlies at 9.5 right now. You might get some 10s. It might be a few 10s out there. No, not yet.
I'll do 9.5 just for the sake of the show, but I took that shit mad early.
It's a 10. It's a 10 at Bookmaker. So hey,
right,
it's a 10.
So 10 then, but I got it at 10.5.
Yeah, you could buy the half point if you really want to get it at -120 or something. Like, no one doesn't stop you from getting the 10 if you want the 10.
Gotcha. No, I'm not buying no points, man. I think that the Grizzlies, if they come to play their game here, I think they could have a shot to win this game. The Jazz possibly could look past them here in this first one, then go out there and smack them tomorrow. We've seen it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. So yeah, smaller on the Grizzlies for me, but right now the Nuggets is the top play of the day, guys. Right now that's my favorite one. That's the one I've been sleeping on. That's the one I say, hey, look, I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like the spicy Nuggets and the Grizzlies though. Both of them, to be honest with you. I like both of them to go 2-0. Let's go. Let's cash them today, man. We'll be back tomorrow. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all go and follow us on Twitter. Go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles and content. We out.